Warning for those people who will find this video uh, offensive. I already beforehand apologize because it is not my intention to insult and harass anybody, and it never been my intention actually to do that, and it wasn't even my intention to do that even when I made those videos which I already deleted. Those videos also I never intended to insult and harass and bully anybody. Of course I am against bullying, harassment and every stuff that is bad. I am against it. And yeah, and in this video I already warned before that there will be something that some places where I will of course agree with you, Taylor gang, but there will be also some things where I will completely disagree with you. But do not call me simp or whatever just because we have different opinions on something, because laughing about other person just because of differences in opinions, or just because you find that person funny, it's still not acceptable. It's still not acceptable. I know that actually people laugh about other person's dumb opinions, but that doesn't actually mean that this is actually acceptable. Laughing at each other's opinions, no matter how dumb they might actually sound to you. I already warn you that this is just my personal opinion, and I will of course explain why I think that way. And yeah, and why I think that way. You know, and I am not a fan of haters, and none of us really are experts in copyright, you know, and we shouldn't sound smart, and we shouldn't try to actually sound smart in this area, you know. And yeah, only lawyers are actually only true lawyers are actually experts in this. So I don't know how many people will actually like this video. Most likely, most of you will not actually, most of you, my subscribers, will not actually like it at all. Because there will be some points where our opinions will actually be completely different. And Of course, it is. Of course, it is only natural that we have different that we each have our own opinions, different opinions on one topic, and I don't think that having different opinion is actually something that you should laugh at. That you should laugh at. You should accept that opinion, and that's it. And that is one of the biggest, and that is one of the biggest problems which you Taylor Gang and KNK, Bakutag, Haroran, and all of you other Taylor Gang friends, Robonite TV, actually all the time have. You just simply cannot accept other person's opinions. You just simply do not accept it. And if other person has different opinions, you start attacking that person, making insulting videos about that person. And the way how you actually are trying to prove me or another person wrong, it's mostly very annoying and very offensive. And that is the reason why, for example, I started then to become angry with you, more and more angry, because you all the time laughed about my opinions, no matter how dumb they were, but still, you shouldn't laugh about opinions. Opinion is opinion. We each have our own opinions. We shouldn't laugh about that, no matter how stupid that might sound. And about grammar errors, also we shouldn't laugh about, because we are not the same. For example, I am Latvian, and I actually don't know English as good as you Taylor Gang do, because you are actually fully English. I was born in Latvia, and I only learned English for only short time period. I don't know English as much as you do. So instead of laughing about my grammar, you should instead correct me where my grammar is wrong, and you know, and so that I next time didn't made that same grammar mistake again. And the same about the criticism, you know. If you wanna criticize someone, just point out where that person is wrong, and then you know, and then like you do in this video, which I am will start to react, will start to to show my point of view from how it actually sounds from my point of view. And we are not, none of us are actually perfect. We each are learning something from one another, and can learn from one another, because we each are different. And there will be another few things which I will mention and where you are slightly wrong. Taylor Gang, you know, where you completely gone, like off the track, completely. There will be one thing which I will mention, which we each and you have to understand that each person, of course, has something that they like or that they don't like, and not all people will actually stand. And not all people will actually just do nothing when other person is doing something that that person doesn't actually like. Even more if that happens multiple times. So, and even more if a lot of people are targeting that person, you know. Not all people will actually stand for it. We all are different, as a matter of fact, and you have to understand this. We each have something that we like and something that we don't like. There of course are people who likes that they are insulted and harassed, of course. So there are even those kind of people, but I think there are quite not that many of those kind of people, you know. Of course, we each are different, of course, but yeah, of course, a lot of things. People, we are different. We each have something that we like and something that we don't like, and some people might not like a repetitive criticism, you know. And not all people will actually stand for it. Will actually just roll over and do nothing about it. There of course will be people which will take action against it, and just because that person is taking action against continuous criticism and actually and takes that criticism as harassment, it actually doesn't mean that person is actually bad. It actually doesn't mean it at all. It just means that person is different. It just means that person just doesn't like that he is criticized that many times. And this again brings back to what I said in my other videos, which I already deleted, that we shouldn't do anything that other person doesn't like, because if we will do it, then we might end up getting in trouble, because like I said before, not all people would actually not all people would actually do nothing if they are criticized many times. Not all people are actually dispassionate against continuous criticism, like you are, Bakutalk, Haruren, or you Taylor Gang, or only a few Taylor Gang friends. Not all people can actually even withstand this. Continuous criticism might actually break some people's nerves. It can cause some people nervous breakdown. And yeah, it might cause some people things like that, and yeah, and in the end we are actually ending up criticizing one another and trying to fix each other's mistakes, and that's how this world is actually even works, I guess, that we each see in each other, in other person's mistakes, but around we each see actually smallest mistake in other person, but a bigger mistake in our own actions we actually do not even see, I guess. And yeah, I'm almost like stuck for quite a long time, I guess. Yeah. Let's start.
Warning! The following video has me saying the N-word. Yeah, I'm not joking. I used the N-word a few times. I want to quickly point out that I use the N-word just to make points and examples. That's literally all I'm using the words for. I'm not using it to mean any offense to people. I'm not using it to insult anyone, to discriminate someone. I'm not. That is not me. I am not that big of a prick. I would never do that. Never in a million years. They're just being used as examples to a point I'm trying to make. That's it. I literally only use them 3 times. Well, 4 times, but that's not really making a point. That's me saying that I change a word when I'm singing the song. However, I'm making this warning first because if anyone does get offended by what I say, that is not the intent. That is not the intent of this video. But I also want, if that does happen, I wholeheartedly and sincerely apologize. I really do. That is not my intent. I do not mean to do that to people. I never wish that. This video is just me calling someone out. That's it. I don't mean any offense. I don't mean to insult people. I don't. But again, if you feel offended, I apologize. On with the video. So if anyone...
Yeah, that's very good from you, Taylor Gang, that you already previously are apologizing if you are offending someone. This is actually a very nice change from you, and yeah, very good. At least that way you are actually starting to grow up. Finally. And yeah, let's start.
I was wondering what would happen if you took Suzalu and the worst parts of Einar Stavrovskis and merged them together and made them black. Then you might know who this video is all about. Then again, the thumbnail and video title are also a dead giveaway, so I don't know what that analogy question was for. If you have no clue as to the situation, allow me to help out a bit. Zombie Kills is a black Twitch streamer. That's not me being racist, that's just me pointing it out, and I'll get to that point in a sec. Who is...
Black is not even a racist word. I might add. This is not the word black. Is simply the name of the color. There is color black, and that's it. If I say black sky, that's also not anything. That's not racist. If there is some black person who finds racist if someone uses the word black, then that person just needs his head checked. Of course. But still. So yeah, so I agree there.
5.2k followers on Twitch, is a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement and, for some stupid bloody reason, demanded a free PS5 and Xbox because she is black. Yeah, that's not how that works, you kid. The last time I checked, few of you earn those consoles. The only way...
And yeah. And what's that music which you're playing, Taylor Gang? And what's the game which you're playing? I would like to try that game out as well, because it looks like, to me, it's Fortnite, or is it PUBG?
You can get them for free is by either a free giveaway, a random draw, or for the purposes of review. At least, I'm sure the last one is true. Practically demanding free consoles because you're a minority is just fucking disgusting. Here's what makes it even...
I think so too. I agree with you, Taylor Gang. Actually, demanding something for free just because you are a minority, it's just plainly old, disgusting, and it's more than disgusting, it's super disgusting. And I'd say if you do that, it's you just have your that person has to really his head checked. So yeah, that's not actually that good of an idea. That's not good of an idea. That's not that much good of an idea.
Worse. It fucking worked! How? People like...
I also wonder how it actually worked. I also wonder how it actually worked. What the?
Brought out this girl and what she did was not to her showing to everyone she cannot take a single ounce of criticism and pretty much called everyone who called her out racist. Which it isn't. If they made videos on you and referred to you as a nigger, then you can call them racist because that is racist. What's your own skin color?
I agree with you on this one as well. Yeah, you shouldn't use that word too much in society, because those black people will be angry, and that's actually very, very racist. It is very racist, because if you use that word, it's racist because you kind of are showing that you are kind of superior to those black people, and that's not good at all. I don't know if I am good. I'm actually, sometimes I am bad at explaining my point, and there might be actually some I might not actually be able to fully explain my point, but I hope that you'll understand what I mean, even without me fully explaining my point. Yeah, I am not all that good at explaining my point.
Also, before anyone bitches at me for using that word, I should point out I am making a point. So, shut it, and let's continue. After discovering people made videos on all this, like Tipster and the Quartering, she got angry and literally weaponized her audience and practically orchestrated a mass flagging campaign by issuing false flags on videos rightfully calling her out, which is total bullshit.
Oh, if you're talking about Suzy Lu, then she was correct on actually doing so, because Tipster and Dayak and his gang, after all, asked for it. As a matter of fact, they asked for it, and there is no such thing as you so-called weaponizing as someone. How can you make someone a weapon? This is already pretty dumb. Making a weapon out of a human person. How? I already spotted mistake. Weaponizing a human person. A dumbest thing that you could have ever said. That's not really very smart.
But if you think that's bad, yeah, trust me, it gets worse. YouTuber Vara Dark made a tweet showing an email from a fan of Zombie Kills literally threatening the girl by telling her to remove her video, as well as admitting to false flagging many videos, which was fucking intelligent. And like even she states, that's on her business email. Never mind what the fuck she's got in her DMs. Zombie Kills, I seriously hope you are aware of this, because this is way too far. The fact your fans are
I think so too. Dialogue Gang, that she did go, that she did go way too far, and that she needs to apologize to everybody and to sell those consoles and start using then those money which you'll gain then, which is about $1,000. It's a good cause. Actually, she should do this. Either sell those consoles or gift those consoles to poor people. It's one or the another. Either sell those consoles in order to help poor people, or give those consoles to poor people. So it's one or the another. That way she could actually fix her mistake, her that horrendous mistake which she did.
Actually threatening people is just completely disgusting, and I am seriously hoping that is something you don't condone, because I'm pretty sure
I hope so too, that Zombie Kills will not condone such things as people threatening each other, because that's not, because that's evil. Threatening each other is very evil, and people who are threatening each other has to go to prison, as a matter of fact. So I agree with you there.
Sane person would. I wouldn't, and neither would any of my friends. Threatening someone to take down a video they made is just being a giant prick. I'm sorry, but it's the fucking truth.
I agree with you, Taylor Gang. I agree. I agree with you there. By 100%. I agree.
is coming to give me any hell, saying I'm jumping on the bandwagon of hate towards her, yes again. Truth be told, her being a supporter of Black Lives Matter is something that I 100% support myself. I support that movement with all my heart, and there is even a song I heard called Black by Sansan Dave, which you can find in the description. Another thing
what
she does, which I truly love, is her raising money for the No Kid Hunger campaign, which sets it to end childhood hunger in America. Again, something that I am totally down for. But despite the fact she does these two things, which are good, the major issue...
I agree with you, yeah, that those two things which she does, those raising money for those hungry for those hungry kids, and raising and doing all the campaign for that Black Lives Matter, it's actually a good thing which she is doing, and I also would support those two things.
Is that her stupid actions pretty much overshadow them, which is very sad. Griffin Gaming made a video...
I agree with you there, yeah, I agree.
...reporting on her identity-based request for free gaming consoles, which Zombie Kills saw and had it falsely reported and flagged, as well as one of her #1 fans, Stephanie Ijoma, aka Nia Saga, who apparently attacked her own fans for calling her and Zombie Kills out, some of whom are black. And seeing the fact that many black people were outraged with Zombie Kills because of what she had done made her sad, saying that she's fighting for us and that she wants equality, which is fine and totally understandable. But what you don't understand is the fact they are pissed off with you because of this. Even the fact you're female and a person of color to get free consoles is just absolutely gross. And the fact
I agree with you, yeah.
you cannot understand that makes me think that you might not totally fully be here. My friend AK9K is black, and after he found out about this, he said he was disgusted. Hell, if I was black, I'd be disgusted, as well as embarrassed to be a person of color. The main thing you don't seem to understand, Tommy, is that using the fact that you're a person of color to get free shit while being in support of the Black Lives Matter movement pretty much just makes it a complete and total joke. It's the same with feminists, who just straight up make shit up to attack guys, completely forgetting the fact feminism means equality for women. Although these feminists should be told that there are certain jobs that are meant for girls.
There are no jobs which aren't meant for girls, Taylor Gang. There I disagree with you. You know, there are no jobs which aren't meant for girls. There are female athletes, female women also work at building houses. They are even doing repairs. There are also all sorts of repairs. They are doing like car repairs, house repairs, and all stuff like that. Also, there are no jobs which aren't fit for women. This is, I think, women. The fact that women are trying to be equal to men, it's just understandable, I guess. So, yeah.
Sorry, but it's just the truth. Equality for women and Black Lives Matter are two major things I support. And when people use it to either hate on guys or use the fact that you're black to get your way, it's just fucking gross and disgusting. And you end up being the reason why no one takes them seriously. Especially when you go as far as to exploit a girl's death in order to get a PlayStation 5.
What?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? What the? What the? Did she seriously did that? Just how gross she can be. That's super gross. Using person's dead body in order to get something for free. That's actually that gross. I would actually say.
She exploited a girl's death for a free console.
That's terrible.
What in the fuck? Did someone report that she has? I haven't seen anything on it, and I googled it. But if she did, love, you need to put into a fucking straitjacket and locked into a room with the key thrown away. Because that's beyond fucked up. If anyone remembers the giant fuck up Gabby Hanna did dressing up like an e-girl, you'll most likely have seen the video made by Anna Oop where she called Gabby out for dressing up as a girl who had been murdered and accused her of using the girl's photo in a video. Even though she did the same thing herself in a thumbnail like a stupid hypocritical fuckwit. Gabby did later, before Anna made the video, discover the fact that the girl named Bianca had been murdered and removed the girl's photo from the video, and even followed up by making an apology video as well as getting in contact with the girl's family and apologizing, which led to them making a video saying that she didn't need to and that they weren't offended by it in any way, shape, or form, and said that Bianca was a big fan of Gabby and would have felt extremely honored by Gabby dressing up as her. Now, while Gabby wasn't aware at first of what had happened to the girl, even though there was a fucking article right next to the photo of Bianca, she did later discover and felt extremely bad and awful about it. Plus, she actually reached out to her family to apologize about it, so she did believe she had fucked up, even though her family said it was okay and that an apology wasn't necessary. And if you want more context on that, I'll leave a link to the video Pegasus made on the whole situation, because this is getting off topic to the current situation at hand. Zombie Kills is actually stupid enough to call people calling her out and criticizing her racist and women haters, because she is not only a girl, but also a person of color, which can be evident by her demanding streamers to condemn white supremacy and tell them to...
These big streamers will condemn white supremacy out loud. We need to deplatform them. Use your platform to lose it. Well, that's bad. But this comment is actually this tweet is actually terrible tweet. Actually, she is forcing us to follow her, as a matter of fact. That's not good. This is way beyond fucked up. That she says that she is threatening us this way to lose everything if we will not actually do what she says. That's actually terrible.
Either use the platform or lose it. As well as having her fans falsely flag videos simply calling her out, showing to pretty much everyone that she seriously has her head too far up her own ass. Gone that she believes she's doing all of this for black people, which I, to be fair, can't understand.
Me
It
too.
still doesn't make it acceptable, because it isn't. Nowhere near. And I don't think she understands that. Using something you happen to be, whether a feminist, a person of color, a member of the LGBT community, or any of the other things similar, to get something for free and to expect things to go your way is just bloody so disgusting. Then
I
you make
agree
them
with
utter
you.
jokes, and something that nobody can take seriously. Zombie has tweeted out that she has reported so much hate, when it's pretty obvious this lady is confusing hate and harassment for criticism. She also made a tweet stating that black women have loved consoles for years and want to see black women reviewing consoles. Well, it is something...
And that's not actually what you should expect. Be happy with what you have. Do not expect anything more than you actually have. Be happy that you. She must learn to be happy with what she have, not to try to get something more and more and more. Zombie Kills is just, in my opinion, acting like very spoiled girl. You know, she will never seem satisfied, and yeah, But that's how she is. Plain old stupid a woman who doesn't even understand anything of life. So I agree with you, Taylor Gang. Yeah, Zombie Kills is kind of selfish and yeah, she just is terrible person, or was. Let's see further.
I don't really have an issue with. I feel like she is unaware that not all black women do videos on games and that. And not even white women make videos on games and the like, for the most part. At least, not that I've seen. Then again, I am an uncultured swine. But fuck it. In fact, not everyone on YouTube does gaming content. Whether you're male, female, or femitile. Actually, that's an all-female species from the planet Uzama, so I'm basically just saying females again. But you get the point I'm trying to make. However, I should also point out that Zombie says that black women are the most unprotected and disrespected beings on the planet, followed with the hashtag Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I think there she is having very good point, I guess. Because I think she is referring just she is referring to the overall situation of the black people, I guess, especially of the black women. After all, they are kind of unprotected. I think I don't know where did she found that information, and I don't know if that is actually correct, but or not. I don't know, so I am not going to judge this. And you shouldn't judge this as well, because maybe those black women are actually unprotected. Possibly, we don't know the situation of those black women, so yeah.
Who was a police officer who got shot and killed in her apartment in Louisville, Kentucky. Hyra Ren, as you should all be familiar with from either his Bakugan videos or the 3 videos he's made on my channel titled The Fuck I Know Show, point out that Breonna has absolutely nothing to do with getting free consoles. Oh, that's why she exploited the girl's death. Right.
It doesn't look like I used her name for that.
What the fuck is the matter with you? And called it absolutely
so
shameful
too.
that Zombie, or one of her simps, would defend this type of behavior under the cover of social justice, which is a giant no-no and is one of the grossest things you could ever do. And Zombie responds stating that she didn't do that.
What?
Hang on. You literally made a tweet saying how you want to see more female black people reviewing consoles on YouTube and possibly other social media platforms. Then followed up by saying that black women are unprotected and disrespected, followed by the hashtag Justice for Breonna Taylor. Sorry, but Haru has a point, love. Breonna has nothing to do with you getting free shit. Notara actually replied to Haru, saying they can't take anyone who uses the word simp seriously, and that defending someone who's being harassed is a good thing.
The word simp is not even the insult. This is just pretty much a normal word. Normal word, as a matter of fact.
Even though that she isn't being harassed but criticized, and doesn't seem to know the difference between them. So, With that in mind, allow me to lend a helpful hand in this. There are two forms of criticism, constructive and destructive. No matter which one people use, it is criticism nonetheless.
There are actually more than that, and I already shown you that there are more than that, like 7 or 8 or 9 types: constructive, psychological, foolish criticism, negative criticism, and so on. Positive criticism. There are actually so much criticism types. More than 2, as a matter of fact. And I already shown you. Can show you again. Just how many types of criticism there really are. Wait, no. Well, yeah. Varieties of criticism. Here it is. Aesthetic criticism, logical criticism, factual criticism, positive criticism, negative criticism, constructive criticism, destructive criticism, practical criticism, theoretical criticism, public and private criticism, moral criticism, scientific criticism, religious criticism, scholarly criticism, critical criticism, radical and revolutionary criticism, conservative criticism, liberal criticism, speculative criticism, foolish criticism, professional criticism, self-criticism. In total, there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, publics 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 types of criticism there are. And most of them are actually good criticisms, and only destructive criticism is actually bad, I guess. But some people might not like that they are getting criticized too much. Some people might not actually like it at all. So, yeah, that's what I want to point out to you, Taylor Gang, that, like I said at the start of my video, that not all people will actually stand getting criticized, continually. Not all people have nerves. Like you or Bakutak. Haruren actually has such nerves. Don't think that those people are actually because of having weaker nerves are actually some crybabies or whatever. That's just the fact that that we all are different. Completely different, and some people might actually take criticism as harassment, and they are not taking this because they are, like you would say, that they are hypocrites or whatever. It's because how they feel. It's because that they feel that that it's just the way how they feel about it.
Criticism has two meanings: the expression of disapproval of something or someone on the basis of perceived faults or mistakes, and the analysis and judgment of the merit and faults of a literary or artistic work. Now, if you somehow manage to confuse that for harassment, then quite clearly you whacked from school one too many times. Because
I don't get angry with you, but for some people, criticism might be actually harassment, and that's not actually necessarily a bad thing. Because we are not actually equal. I agree with you. Criticism does not equal harassment. I agree with you on that one. But we each are different, and when you Taylor Gang finally will actually realize it, that we each are different. We each are different. We each have different things, what we like and what we don't like. We each are different. On this one, we are actually very different, and for some people, continuous criticism might actually be harassment, because not all people will actually stand it, and not all people will just stand quiet about it. Of course, some people might be able to deal with it peacefully and without actually anything. But of course, there will be those people who will feel extremely offended by continuous criticism, and yeah, you shouldn't criticize those people too much. You shouldn't, because if you will continue to criticize those people who will not actually stand it, it will end up actually, you'll actually end up getting actually in trouble. I'm just explaining how it really. I am simply explaining the consequences if you will criticize a person who doesn't like to get criticized too much, who doesn't like to get criticized constantly. And do not use and just because you are able to deal with criticism, with constant criticism, doesn't actually mean that everybody are actually able to do that. So actually, if you are going to use yourself as an example for actually dealing with criticism, you are already lost cause, because you are already lost this argument, because not all people can deal with, are able to deal with constant criticism, actually, and not all people have have nerves like steel, like you do. Not all people actually have. I just want actually to point this out to you. So some people, criticism might actually equal harassment. So, and that is actually 100% true. This is and this is a hard reality. And if you do not want actually to get in trouble, you have to you have to like be more careful to which person you're actually criticizing. You cannot criticize just everybody, because there might be a person who might not stand it. So and you can kind of a lot of life truths did deny actually a Taylor gang so far. A lot of things which are actually completely true, which really happens to life, to us everybody in life. You are completely denying it, which means you are denying what really happens. You are living in your own imaginary world, as a matter of fact, where all people are like you, who actually can stand criticism or whatever. That's how you think. You think that just because you can actually stand it, that all people should stand it. Should be the same as you. That's how you think, and that is your biggest mistake. Taylor gang, you know. I never thought in my life that criticism is the same as harassment, but for some people that might be the same. And that doesn't mean that person is actually terrible or very, very childish or whatever. It's just that that person might actually feel offended by it. And if that person feels offended by criticism, it's not necessarily bad. It's not bad. It's just how that person feels about it. We each might feel differently about. We each might feel differently even about insults. For example, I also at the start was feeling kind of offended when you called me simp or whatever, but now I am actually not even that much of paying attention to it, anymore. And all in all, we each are different. And of course, Zombie did, of course, a lot of bad things, so which she still has to really do good things back. So, a lot of terrible things like getting those free consoles in exchange for those dead bodies, so which you mentioned. So yeah, the Zombie is one terrible person. I'd say.
Harassment means aggressive pressure or intimidation. Let that quickly sink into your heads for a minute. Now, if you still believe that criticism is harassment, I think you might want to go back to school, because even a preschooler could tell the difference. Hell, a fetus could tell the difference. People are legitimately calling her out for this, saying she's entitled, and one even said that a lemonade stand wouldn't sponsor you, all from a tweet she made telling people to go to her if they want a PC sponsor, a cosmetic partnership, or an inclusive clothing partnership.
After what she did, I really think that she will never get sponsors after everything that she done.
Saying that she is kind and outgoing. Yeah, unfortunately, love, if these people find out you've done all of this, they won't want you anywhere near the sponsorship or partnership. Nowhere near.
I agree with you. Taylor gang there. 100%ly, I agree.
Kind of very funny, but at the same time, very stupid that her fans blindly support this woman without doing any research on her whatsoever, and quite clearly don't know the difference between criticism and harassment, including spouting bullshit that these people are being racist, and even calling them white supremacists.
Yeah. Mr. Asher, what is she talking about, Miss Ash Rocks?
I was telling people to quit crying over getting DMCA by Zombie, in essence, because they are blindly following this woman, completely blind and stuck in the mindset that she does nothing wrong, even though we have fucking shown it! Like, how bloody oblivious do you have to be? And these fruitcakes wonder why everyone calls them simps. Stephanie, aka Nasaga, even claimed in an article
They do, yeah. I agree with
by
you
found
there.
to comment on the situation, with a link in the description to the article, are doing all of this of clout bullshit, and pretty much threatening lawyers.
What the?
Letty, what is the matter with you? And it doesn't just stop there. Some of her fans even made accusations involving the quartering, stating that his only grift is whipping up hate mobs to drive harassment towards his targets, who are usually women.
I don't think he's using women, he's also made videos on men as well. So...
Have you seen his channel, mate? Quite clearly not. Even Anonymous made a tweet saying, "Imagine being a racist mixed woman of color to get a PS5, then falsely accuse everyone that disses her of hate speech, then actively attempting to deplatform them for criticizing your shitty behavior." And quite rightfully too. Griffin Gaming made a video talking about zombie kills and her actions, which got flagged by her fans, and they ended up deleting the video and made a video mentioning he has. Although he has made a BitChute re-upload, which you're going to check out. So much for Gottingham, huh, Stephanie? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he also uploaded the video to Storyfire. In fact, he even made a tweet talking about 210LG, who is a black content creator, saying that he is spreading more lies on them and defaming them all, and that he should be reported. Quite clearly, this woman will do anything for zombie kills and spell people being racist, even when they are people of their own color criticizing them. And zombie kills is so thin-skinned, she cannot take a single ounce of criticism, which is a really big problem when you are a big person on the internet. But there's something else Zombie did that is, well, something a certain Scottish lady we are all familiar with had done. After issuing false DMCAs and flags, Zombie decided to take a page out of Susie Lou's books with her pictures and tweeted out that she would DMCA flag anyone using her photos and likeness that's copyrighted, which isn't how that works.
Copyrighted, actually, that's hers, so she has actually any rights to DMCA everyone who uses her photos without her permission, you know. Only those photos, you can only use those works if the creator of it without getting copyright strike or DMCA strike after for free, only after 70 years of that person's who owns it death, who owns the you can only use if there is, you can use other person's there is another way how you can use those photos or thing or any of that without actually fair use. It's if that person's death is 70 years or longer after that, only then you can use that copyrighted photo and do not get copyright striked or DMCA striked. This is another thing which you completely missed at Terror Gang, that there should be 70 years after the copyright material owner's death, then you can use that material and do not get DMCA striked. And that's how it actually works. And that's how it actually works. This is pretty long period of time. For example, or you can buy it from the user, from the copyrighted owner. You can buy it and then you can actually use it. But other than that, you can't. You will get automatically copyright striked. And this again brings us back. But why then companies can actually strike other people if other people are using their copyrighted content? But if we create our own copyrighted content, we can't actually copyright strike anybody. This raises this question then. You there by yourself created a very big contradiction. Taylor gang, you created contradiction on this one.
You make that photo public, then you can all bitch and complain about people using it in the video talking about.
That person still can actually copyright strike you. Copyright strike you. And the DMCA strike as well. But yeah. If that photo is actually the same as the original one, then you will get copyright striked, and that copyright strike will be then valid, and even DMCA strike will be then valid. You must change at least something in that photo to be slightly different. You can't use exactly same photo as the copyright owner had without having copyright striked or DMCA striked. So that's how this actually works. As a matter of fact, you again prove yourself as not really all that much good understanding in copyright thing.
Your actions and criticizing you. Those pictures are not copyright. And if you took those people to court claiming that you show copyright, which are...
They are copyright. They are still copyright, even if she doesn't register it, because those pictures, those pictures which she created, then belongs to her, as a matter of fact.
Photos that are already in the public domain, it won't hold any weight at all, and your case will be thrown out. Unless you formally register them with the United States Copyright Service, you cannot take any legal action on the parties using them. Plus, if they are being used in videos which are used for reporting on a news story, like this video, it'll most likely fall under fair use, and you couldn't really do anything to the video without it being false and illegal. Plus, I sincerely hope you know that when you issue a false strike, claim, or flag, it will most likely result in the termination of your account. Whether these videos are monetized or not, because these photos are being used for reporting on a story, you using a copyright claim on these videos when they're 100% fair use is going to pretty much fuck you over later down the line. And I can already sense her fans on this video watching and spamming my comments with hate on all of this, saying I am hating on this girl, when I already stated there are two things she does that I support. Also,
how can you hate her if you said that you actually said that there are two things which you said that there are two things which she's doing and which you are actually supporting, and those two things needs to be supported. What she's doing. Yeah, this is actually very good. So I agree with you there.
Be thankful I actually wrote a script for this, because I would have been 10 times more severe and blunt as fucking anything, like I tend to be in my Suzy Lou videos. You people seriously need to learn the difference between harassment and criticism. I need to remind you people that both Zombie and Stephanie accused Sony and Microsoft of being racist for not giving them a free console to review. Who the fuck cares if they did it? How does that make them racist? You bloody snakeheads! Also, here's a question for
I also don't understand it.
the pair of you. What the fuck would they give you one to review when you both have less than 7,000 subscribers combined? Just to let you guys know, Stephanie has 4.32k subscribers on her channel with 83 videos uploaded, while Zombie Killers has only 1.3 subs on her channel and only 2 videos. When it comes to people...
At the moment I think she has 3. I think. Let's check out. No, she has actually 4. She has 1.36 k subscribers, and now she has 4 videos, one 8 minutes long, one 20 minutes long, one 2 minutes long, and one 3 minutes long. Most of them are actually dead short. I don't know how she gained those 1.36k followers. I don't know, but maybe all of them are actually kind of very blind, her blind fans who doesn't see that she is quite, you know, I wouldn't say that she is terrible, but no, that she is simply very kind of person who doesn't know what is good and what is actually bad, I'd say.
Getting sent stuff to review, they tend to have a bigger following, like over 10,000 subs. And it's not just for black creators, it's the same with white people too.
I
The
agree.
bigger the following you have, the more likely you'll be given shit to review. But as a common sense, that ain't gonna happen for you too. To any of our fans screaming at me in the comments saying that I'm being racist and harassing them, first of all, go fuck yourselves, and don't bitch at me for harassment when you people are literally threatening people, which is a form of intimidation, which is the very definition of harassment. And second of all, I am aware that she does get legitimate harassment, which is truly disgusting. And what makes it worse
I agree with you there, yeah.
is that they're doing it in a different language. Sending anyone harassment just makes you a total arsehole. But doing it in another language not only makes you an arsehole, but also a gigantic coward and pussy. I do not condone harassment or bullying in the slightest, and I
Me too.
never have or will. Legitimate harassment is something I will not stand for, and it's something I am fine with you guys defending. But if you're gonna bitch and moan at people for simply making a video criticizing her, then how about you get off YouTube and go back to your homework before your parents come into your room and confiscate your phone? Plus, if any of you people do decide to tell Zombie about this video, I do wish you tell her to watch this video in the entirety because of this message to her directly. Zombie, I personally have nothing really against you other than using the color of your skin to get free stuff. That is disgusting, and you should feel ashamed. I understand you believe this is you fighting for all black people, but even they don't think so. They see this as a complete embarrassment to black people, and I don't blame them. Again, I understand you believe you're doing this for them, and I do believe that your heart is somewhere in the right place. I 100% believe that and understand it. But while I understand it, I should also reiterate that it is nowhere near acceptable. But please don't take this as me hating on you, because that is not the case. In fact, I'd be more than happy to have a nice civil chat about all of this with you, just to try and help you see this from the point of view from other people of your color. And if you do flag this video down, I should point out it won't help you in the slightest. When it comes to videos criticizing others, they should be treated the same as you would treat conspiracy theories. The more you try to remove it and cover it up, the more all of it's going to get publicized and severely damage you. And truth be told, that isn't what I want. And the quick thing I should bring up...
I agree with you, yeah. This might actually end up badly to Zombie Kills if she will actually do that.
As well, even if you don't bitch at me for racism, but sexism instead, allow me to quickly point something out. I have brought up males who are in hot water on my channel as well, like Scumbag Hector and Einar Dabrowskis. The only real girls I've talked about on this channel are Susalu and Zombie Kills. Granted, you could argue I have also done a video on Alinity a few years ago, but that was mostly focused on copyright. Here's the problem you guys have. You claim these guys making videos on Zombie Kills are women haters, even though it's pretty clear you don't actually pay attention to their channels. Granted, they have made videos talking about girls, but they've also made videos on guys as well. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. If you do something controversial or fuck up, these guys will make videos criticizing you and calling out your actions. It's just a fact which you guys are complete.
But not all people will actually stand for it.
Clueless to. Also, if that's what you think about guys, what's your excuse for Melly P making videos on the same people? Who was a girl? What's your comeback to that? I do hope you try to get in contact with me, Zombie. In fact, I'll even give you my Discord where we can chat. If anyone saw the video I made with AK Snare, Robo Knight, Haru, and Einars, we all talked to Einars and made him understand the problem with Susalu and understand that his actions were so wrong, which he seems to have understood. And that's something I would love to be able to do with you.
And I still think, yeah, that my actions were actually terrible. My actions were terrible, but they were just... but my terrible actions were caused by your terrible actions. Terlo Gang, of course, when they already mentioned those. Yeah. And yeah.
Zombie. And if not, fine. Fine. That's your call. But you need to seriously wake up and realize that you fucked up big time so badly. And no matter how many videos you falsely flag down, more and more videos will emerge about all of it until it gets to the point where there is nothing you can do to come back from this, and you will lose everything. And that ain't what I want. Simply realize that what you did was wrong and apologize. Oh, right. Sorry everyone, I forgot who I was talking to for a minute there. I let you think she's in the right doing it for black people, when in truth, she's just doing it to get free shit because she thinks that she's entitled. Sorry love, but you're in the wrong. We all know it. And you need to own up to it. Otherwise, any hope of getting any sponsorship, you can kiss goodbye. And then it'll be too late for you to do anything to fix it.
I agree with you there, yes.
So like the old saying goes, time's a wasting. Stop everything! So I actually finished writing the script on the 4th of December and was ready to actually start recording it. However, recent events have surfaced on the story, and it is completely mind-boggling. Like, really mind-boggling. And you'll never believe who it involves. Susalu made a large Twitter thread talking about how it's disgusting that a person of color is being harassed on YouTube, saying that it is a bigger problem. And while I was hoping for a chance to keep creators safer on the platforms, we was also disappointed that people are now only taking a stance because it started happening to a person of color. Now while I do agree with her here, holy shit, I'm agreeing with Susalu, what is this, the Dark Ages? There is one slight issue with this whole thread. It's coming from her. One of the major points...
But why? It's actually a problem that it's coming from her. She didn't do anything remotely close as bad to anyone, as everybody was doing, as everybody was actually doing to her.
What needs to be addressed in this is that while I have nothing really wrong with her making a statement outing harassment, I do have everything wrong with her somehow managing to make it about her, bringing up the fact she's been harassed.
Where did she is mentioning herself in this article? Where? Can you actually point out? She just mentioned for those other people, like her. She mentioned there were other people like her as well who also experienced the same thing. She meant that there was other other white women who experienced the same thing. As she did.
6 months straight earlier in the year, when that can easily be proven to be bullshit, since everyone has already established that Susie cannot take criticism at all, and called all the videos.
That's where you're completely wrong. She cannot stand it because it's too much, and don't expect and you're expecting everyone to stand the criticism. It's just plainly old childish from you, Taylor Gang. It's it's childish. We all are different, you know. Finally realize it. God, wake up, Taylor Gang. Darn it. Yes, she will not stand for it. But that doesn't mean that that person is actually entitled or bad. This is your biggest mistake. You're damn dumb. I don't know where your brain is, but not in your head. As a matter of fact. So some people actually, criticism might actually be the same as harassment, and that's, like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And just because you can't stand it doesn't mean that all people will actually stand it. And this is one thing which you simply fail to understand. And I should quickly this point out to you, Taylor Gang. And like I said, Susie Lou is not childish, she is not pathetic. She is simply different. And we each are different from one another. And you're saying that not standing criticism is actually bad. This makes you already a loser in this argument. This already makes you complete laughing stock in all of the YouTube community, actually. You still continue your complete stupidity that it is actually bad. It's actually feel harassed or offended by criticism. Yes, criticism is not necessarily a bad thing, but for some people that might be actually bad. And for some people, criticism might be actually a bad thing. Some people might not like it at all. So you should be careful which people you're actually getting criticized, because if you will not be careful, you'll end up losing your account. As a matter of fact, this I want to quickly point out to you, actually, a Taylor Gang. And now that you are simply stating are trying to stating that you're just simply stating your point, that you don't mean anything bad. But even if other person didn't mean anything bad by criticizing other person, if that other person still feels offended by it, then it's still bad. Even if you didn't mean it, meant it. Then the best way, if you did accidentally offended another person by criticizing that person, the best way is to apologize. Because there is such thing as accidental offense, as a matter of fact. Such things actually exist.
Made on her criticizing her actions, harassment, which is stated earlier in this video, are two completely different things, which she and her blind fans mix up because, well, they're idiots, quite clearly. Sorry, but it's true. If you call criticism harassment, you're an idiot. One of the things I found very interesting was that someone even showed Susie the definition for the two different words and said that she wasn't harassed. And then this person said that she was harassed. Wrong. Stating people were insulting.
No, not wrong. Because he most likely knows something you don't know about her. That's why not wrong. Possibly not wrong. You again quickly say wrong without actually even investigating anything.
Like I said in my videos, I'm going to be blunt, and if you don't like it, then don't watch. And even claiming people will mass reporting her channel, even though it's most likely because of the reaction videos she makes.
But how can those people cannot watch if your videos constantly get in their recommended list? After all, of course they will automatically watch it because that video pops up in recommended list. So you cannot expect that those people wouldn't watch those videos. And how can that person actually judge the video? And how the person can actually like or dislike that video if you didn't even watch it? Answer me this question then.
Which are not fair use at all, and I would like to express that I do not condone mass flagging on people, no matter who it is. But then followed up by saying, Pokemon deserve it. That motherfucker annoying. What? Once again, I am going to agree with Susan. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Was there something in the water? Why am I agreeing with this woman? That no one deserves harassment. All harassment is going to do is cause more issues and can have serious consequences when their mental state isn't really known. However, the issue with this tweet is that Susie is a well-known harasser, and someone even...
You don't have any proof of it, that she is harasser. Doing something once is not even harassment. Harassment is something, is actually something which is quite... Online harassment is actually very repetitive actions. 2 or more actions of the same thing, then it's harassment. If it's only once, it's not harassment. If it's done once online. Offline, yes, once it is harassment, and I will later on in the video will show you that actually online harassment is actually otherwise called as cyberbullying. Actually, that's the same thing almost. So,
pointed out, saying that she harassed YouTubers that made videos rightfully criticizing her, which she was even being called out for back in Mail's last year, especially on a tweet made talking about how movie streamers are an embarrassment to female girls. Yes, as opposed to male girls you see walking down the street dressed up.
I also don't understand what she meant by female girls. Yes, then she actually wrote that it's just simply a typo.
Let's see, accounting. Which had John Granger stating that another thing that's embarrassing is her false copyright striking videos and reporting them for hateful and abusive content because she can't take any amount of criticism and then calls her an embarrassment to the entire human race.
The one who is harassment, so that there are no person who is actually harassment, it's a human race. No person is. Although there are some, but Suzilu really isn't the embarrassment of the human race. She is not. And I clearly do not think that you are the embarrassment. I don't think that.
Holy shit, bro. Oh, and then followed up by asking, what the flying fuck is a female girl? Barbie, basically. Getting back to the long Twitter thread, Tanya Stiles pointed out that even though people are talking about people of color being abused on the platform, which is something that pisses me right off, quickly reminded her that the changes will affect everyone, which it will. She also stated that she feels like Susie is doing more harm than good, which seems that she understood, okay, what the actual fuck is going on, and stated that she was simply expressing a disappointment in YouTube for not solving harassment issues before more people got affected, which is very funny since she has done it herself so many times, which everyone has receipts for. See?
No, they don't.
She then showed up and pretty much just repeated what Susie had just said, which she then said
all of your so-called receipts which they have are just simply, I'd say, same thing shown hour and hour and hour and hour again, and this is your so-called receipts of her continuous insults. I already watched your long ago all of those your so-called receipts of your multiple insults of other people. You simply shown same thing hour and hour and hour again, and you say and you're saying that multiple times. You show same thing. You just show same one her action hour and hour and hour again, and then claim that she done that multiple times. This is so lies which you are doing, dialogue, and this is so lies. I see right through you. As a matter of fact, I see right through you again. You're just so pathetic. Showing same thing over and over again. You say she insulted or harassed other people so many times, but all that, without there is to it, is just one tweet, which is shown just billions of times. In billions of times, and this is your so-called money receipts? This is simply hilarious. This is hilarious. One tweet shown many times. One and the same tweet shown many times. So this is your so-called evidence of her multiple times actually insulting multiple people. Just how dumb you really are, Taylor Gang, really. Wake up, really. She done this once. And this is not harassment. This is simply insult.
Herself, following with YouTube, has failed as far as harassment is concerned, when she clearly doesn't know the difference between harassment and criticism. Tipster made a video
You are the one who doesn't know the difference, it seems. And you're the one who has problems accepting the fact that each people might actually feel differently about criticism. This is actually one thing which you cannot yet accept, and this makes you very childish. The Taylor gang, as a matter of fact, and makes you and already almost fucks your this video completely up all over, actually, because of this mistake which you already make. Your point is that it's so wrong that they cannot even and actually expecting that all people would actually feel the same way about criticism. It's just plainly all childish from you. Actually, plainly all childish. You're just laughing stock. You're pathetic. You simply are pathetic. Wait a minute. I'm simply laughing about you right now.
Susie Liu is back with a nuclear take, actually bringing all this up, and something happened that no one should overly be surprised with at this point. Tipster receives a privacy complaint on the video with a timestamp at what?
I don't know when.
How the fuck does that help with what the problem was and what to edit out? Tipster even stated that he wasn't surprised at this happening, and people were already guessing who was responsible, with one of them going, "Forehead strikes again," which I'm not gonna lie, tickled to me. But also shows more evidence of censorship to criticism, because this woman is so fucking thin-skinned, she will take criticism as harassment.
You are very thick-skinned, because I explained why you are so thick-skinned. You Taylor gang are so thick-skinned that you think that everybody should feel the same way about criticism, but reality is, like I said, not all people will actually feel the same, because we all are different. But you're so thick-skinned that you will never accept this reality, but this is reality. You have to accept it and live in it. Wake up, Taylor gang, for once. So some people, criticism might actually equal harassment, as a matter of fact. So some people, wake up. You just must fucking wake up!
And bullying, when, once again, they are two completely different words with two completely different meanings. And I feel like I need to repeat that throughout this entire video. Dr. Hermas retweeted a tweet made by Internet Drama where he
I agree with Dr. Hermas in here. The thing which Tipster is doing, this is really terrible.
She said that Tipster stuck his dickster back into the Susie Liu well for the 41st time in a long time, and claimed he can't believe Tipster is surprised when I just showed him that he wasn't. Keemstar actually made a tweet calling out Susie's tweet, where he brought up everything we have called her out for, like falsely striking videos criticizing her, and that her channel is full-length anime reaction videos, which are not fair use, as well as that people were straight up roasting her in their replies on that thread.
And roasting, this is the very explanation of harassment, actually. You can't do that. YouTube will not accept it. Sooner than later, all of you will lose your YouTube channels if you will continue to do that. This is not to you, Taylor gang, not to you only. There's also to all of the other commentary channels.
Which led to her playing victim Why am I not fucking surprised by this? I'm actually found it funny that she thinks her being criticized for infringing on copyright and false flagging other channels is the same as blatant racism. Which it isn't. You don't have to be the brainiest guy on the block to know that being criticized for your actions is not the same as racism. It's nowhere near the same. You know what you...
Of course it's not the same. Of course it's not.
Could somehow constitute it is if they kept calling you a nigger or a stupid negro, which, to be honest, was a thing that would have been going on from the really rich and stuck-up rich pricks back in the 1980s. If someone was criticizing a person of color and kept referring to them as one of the two N-words I just said, then you could cry racist. But because that would most very likely be breaking TOS, they would get banned on the spot. I'm very aware of what I just said, as well as the fact that I just said two of the N-words. However, there are two things I should very quickly point out here. Point number one is that I am not calling anyone any of those words. I am simply using those words as examples of how you could cry racist at someone criticizing a person of color by calling them that, constantly throughout the entire video. And point number two I want to make is that the Snare Boy, who as you guys are aware of is my friend, literally gave me a free pass to say the word. But even though I have that free pass, I still don't really use it. Even when I'm singing Nelly's Hey Portia, I change nigga to brother every time. This will be the only video I make where I actually use that word, which I'm just using to make points that I have made. I am not that stupid to use that word in regular vocabulary. And if anyone is offended by me actually using those words, I want to genuinely apologize, as that is not my intent to offend anyone in this video. However, if anyone is offended from this, again, I apologize. Now getting back to the topic at hand, if you try to find this thread on Susie's Twitter timeline, allow me to save you wasting half an hour of your time, which could be spent looking at people who actually deserve your time, or if you're horny, porn. After the backlash Susie got from this thread, she deleted it and responded to it by saying people completely misunderstood the thread she made, bullshit, and that online harassment is a serious problem, which it is, and no one is going to deny that unless they have the IQ of a badly concussed lemming, as well as looking forward to tackling it with other creators. And then blatantly shows that the reason that thread was made was because of what was happening to zombie kills. Now, truth be told, I don't really have an issue with Susie talking about wanting to tackle online harassment, because I think I'm right in saying that many people are disgusted with it. But the best way to start by fixing the problem would be by getting rid of Susie, who, as everyone knows, has a massive track.
Oh, you already said one thing which is very, very bad and not acceptable on YouTube. You shouldn't actually say that say things like that YouTube should get rid of someone because of something. This is actually straight out hate speech, and this is not really that good. You already there. I think you accidentally said it, so yeah. Just I think in some sort of anger or whatever. But still, try to avoid saying things like getting rid of someone, because this is because then you are. Because this is not nice to say that. To be perfectly blunt. This is not nice.
Record of harassing people on both YouTube and Twitter. But the other thing about all of this is that Susie is so ignorant of the detail.
Oh really? And where did she actually harass other people on YouTube? And as far as I have watched all of her videos, besides her those gameplay videos and anime reaction videos, she on YouTube didn't harass anybody. And as far as I watched, there was only one tweet on all of your videos which you shown. There was only shown one tweet where she insulted one person. And you said that is massive record. You should be very, very ashamed of yourself, Taylor Gang. You should be. Because this is the stupidest thing which I ever heard, actually.
knows regarding Zombie, it's very clear that this is a blatant attempt of hers to try and get back into the spotlight. And the thing that makes it an even...
Of course not. She's already in the spotlight long ago. Her subscriber count is still increasing, 392,000 subscribers she already have. And I think it is kind of much. But since she joined YouTube 7 years ago, I don't think it's kind of that much. Because there are some other YouTubers who have way more subscribers than she does, and who joined YouTube just recently, like 4 or 3 years back. So, yeah.
Bigger issue is that she's jumping on the wrong side of all of this. Oh, Susie Lou, Susie, even Stephanie isn't buying your shit.
And you are dead wrong. Susie Lou is actually correct on this one. She is not getting her privileges. Why should she need those? She is plenty rich. She is plenty rich already. So she doesn't need additional privileges. Think with your head, Taylor gang. And you too, Saga, again. You both are so wrong. She don't even need any privileges anymore. She is so rich. She doesn't need any privileges. Why should she need them if she's rich?
Oh man.
And this
Even
makes you
Stephanie,
complete laughing stock even more.
She knows.
And you agree with Saga with this one? It just shows just how blind and stupid you really are. I'm just showing you, just go. Lately, you started to sound pretty darn dumb.
You tried to make that all about yourselves.
Of course she didn't.
Oh, wow.
You both are so wrong.
I fucking love it.
I fucking love your stupidity, actually, Taylor gang.
In case you just skimmed what I just said earlier in the video, Zombie has exploited her race, her gender, and a hashtag of a dead girl who was unnecessarily killed to get a PlayStation 5, and also labeled anyone who criticized her for it as racist and got falsely flagged. However, I am not going to make this video without saying that Zombie has gotten comments that are completely uncalled for. In the comment section of her 2 currently uploaded videos, which have a combined dislike total of 10.5k, she has tons and tons of comments, to be honest and fair, being a bit too mean. Granted, all of it is out of anger, and I can understand that, but there are those who took it way too far, which I find absolutely fucking disgusting, and those people need to be hung by their testicles and had eggs thrown at them from a cannon. The hate Zombie has acquired
Even more than that.
from her actions, which people can understand. But when people take it way too far by telling her to kill herself and that the world would be a far better place without her, I fucking find that horrendous, and those type of people deserve to be removed from the platform. I don't know condone
Me too. Me too.
any form of hate like that. I would never wish hate towards anyone, no matter who that person is, and I certainly would never wish that on people. And since these cunts aren't going to take those comments they made with them saying, we're going to make you kill yourself, and delete them, Zombie, I want to wholeheartedly apologize for those comments. They are fucking banging on the border and are taking all of this shit way too far. And I want to make this crystal fucking clear to people.
I agree with you, Taylor gang. I agree with you, Taylor gang, on this one. I agree. This is terrible that those that those some people said to zombie kills. I know they did that out of anger, but it's still very horrible thing actually to say.
Something I personally consider to be a criminal offense, which can lead you to getting arrested. Also, I think someone might want to tell.
And not only that, such things might actually leave you into the prison forever. You know, such things. Let's read it. This is for my detractors who claim I am a simp or I don't understand fair use or that they believe criticism equals harassment. Do I agree with everything that Suzuki has done in the past regarding criticism of her actions on YouTube or Twitter? There have been mistakes made along the way, but I understand why she responded as she did. When you have hundreds of people making critical videos on you. Once again, I will actually state out to you, Taylor Gang, that not all people will actually stand it. That for some people, continuous criticism might actually equal harassment, because it is done more than once. And here, before going anywhere further, I will show you oops. Yeah, here it is. That's just offline harassment as online harassment. Pure resolution, didn't even know that one. That's not what I want. I think here. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. The crime of harassment, which can include stalking, hate crimes, and cyberbullying, occurs when one person acts in a way designed to annoy, provoke, threaten, or otherwise cause another person emotional distress. State laws and some federal laws identify multiple ways in which harassment can be committed. Yeah, playing music like that is not harassment at all. Cyber misbehavior? What's that? Even the first thing I'm hearing about that. Misbehavior. Cyber misbehavior. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, there it is. That cyber harassment, cyberbullying, and cyber harassment are the same thing. Yeah, that's what cyberbullying or cyber harassment is. I mean, there are a lot of harassment types: cyber stalking, trolling. There are some of those things in there. More I stopped in there.
Well, Dr. Hermes, that while a couple of his points are valid, he still doesn't overly really know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, criticism doesn't equal harassment. Yeah, I agree with him completely. In there with completely everything what he actually said.
And isn't really deterring people away from thinking him as a Susie Lou simp. Although personally, I don't give a fuck. And as for the lawsuits, got a feeling you'll start.
Oh, there it is. Japan has just passed a new law that criminalizes manga piracy, and also to the websites that link to it. Suzy is safe. She is not doing any manga. She is doing anime reaction videos. That's not the same as manga. The parliament passed new copyright amendments last Friday that banned the unlicensed downloading manga, magazines, and academic texts from the internet. The new law will take effect on January 1st, 2021. Once again, Suzy and her website is safe because downloading anime will still be allowed. Only banned will be downloads of the manga, magazines, and academic texts from the internet. That's all that will be actually banned. And manga also will be banned, and those websites which link to manga will be also deleted from the next year. But Suzy is not doing manga, she's doing anime, for crying out loud. Oops. She's doing anime, so she's safe.
Next year. And I'm going to give Zombie some props for admitting that she is flawed. Yes, I know she's talking about misgendering someone, but she still admits she's flawed and wants to be held accountable and do better. And that is something I really do love, that she admitted that. I am aware that this is from a thread she made, and I'm going to have people telling me that I'm taking this bit out of context, which is fair enough, but I'm only using this bit to highlight the fact she's admitted to not being perfect and wants to be a better person than she was the day before. Seeing that really makes me smile and shows to me that this person isn't a complete lost cause, unlike Susan Lou and Stejo. And a very quick thing too.
No, they both aren't also lost causes, and they don't think you're a lost cause either.
Ryan Wyatt, be careful when you go on call with Zombie and pay close attention. Because of all the feedback she ends up giving you is all the criticism she's got from saying, I'm a black woman so I should get free stuff, hang up the phone! I have a very strong feeling more stuff will happen on all of this, and will cause this story to grow and expand to the point where Zombie will end up getting more people sending her death threats, which is the last thing I want to happen. Despite this entire video, I truly care about you, and I want you to know that I will be more than happy to talk about all of this with you, either privately or publicly, whichever you prefer. But remember what I said, every video made on you should be treated by the same rules that are applied to conspiracy theories. The more you try to hide it, the more it'll come out into the light. And the more it comes out into the light, the harder it'll be to remove it from the public, and the more it could very much potentially damage you, possibly beyond repair. And I mean
now it will damage you. Actually, the more you will do something against other person's will, the more you will damage yourself.
Say I do not want that to happen. I never wish on people. Not even on iNoise when he was still being a giant pain in the ass spouting bullshit with zero proof. Thankfully, that hatchet got buried. I hope. At the end of the day, Zombie, you fucked up and need to understand that. The quicker you understand that, the sooner all of this will die down and disappear, and you can go back to not having to deal with all this legitimate hate that you get, which, to be honest, is disgusting. I truly wish you all the best and really hope you wake up. But the real question is, will you? I guess only time will tell. But until then, I'm Taylor Yang, and farewell.
Yeah, there are some things where, like I said, mostly for about the most part, like I shown in this video, I completely agree with you. But there are certain things where I disagree with you. There are certain things. You still feel that if person feels that criticism equals harassment, it's actually a bad thing. There you are completely wrong. You are so wrong. Because not all people can actually stand it. Not all of those people can actually stand it. And you should seriously wake up and realize it for once. I hope you will realize it one day, that this is the truth. Until then, this is Einar Dabrowskis, and goodbye. Until my next video, goodbye.